Hi friends, this is Amanda Nardozzi. I'm a practicing intuitive, and thanks for hopping into my little ferret den here. We're keeping it warm, we're keeping it cozy, and in my part of the world, it is approaching fall. So guys, I'm incredibly excited because it's my favorite time of year. I'm bringing out all of the jackets, I'm bringing out all of the blankets. The winter clothes are coming back out. Sweaters, granny clothes, I'm here for it. I'm all in, okay? I'm ready and prepared. Fleece, flannel, here I come. So I'm excited to bring this message to you today. I have been itching to do it, but I had such a full schedule yesterday. But it has taken everything in me to not channel this before getting to the camera, because here's what had happened. So as soon as I woke up, spirit does as spirit does, and they whisper to me and say, there's this, actually this is so funny because this guy comes through with like a little bit of magic. He's coming through with like I felt like it was a guide of some sort, but he was coming through and he said, this is a mind-blowing message. And then he kind of like wrapped it up. He took, like, he had a bunch of papers and then he stuffed it and he like wrapped it in this purple folder and closed it. Now I am very well versed in like the chakras. That's my system. That's what I work with. And in the chakra system, colors are assigned to the main 7 chakras of the body. And purple indicates the crown chakra, which is, channeling higher divine source light information. So I was super excited because that's how I knew it was a message. And they had asked me if I wanted to deliver it. And I was like, yeah, duh. And then it's so funny because it's powerful when you don't just feel or hear spirit with one psychic sense. If it's multiple clairs, sometimes it can get overwhelming, but that's how sometimes that it is incredibly powerful, or that you are doing something that is aligned with your soul. I heard him come through say, excellent. Not only did I hear it, but I felt it. It was like he was right there in my inner ear, and I was like, whew, I was a little bit shook with how strong the presence was. So if you would like to join me, I'm going to step into a brief meditation where I'm going to ground myself. So I'm going to get comfy, and I encourage you to do the same. So that way you can connect and figure out which parts of the message sing to your soul, like what you want to take with you on your journey moving forward, okay? So drop into your heart space. Let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you. And I want you to do that by slowly breathing in through your nose and out your mouth. If that's a little bit weird, if you don't want to do like the mouth breathing or whatever, you can just do it through your nose. But the important thing here is to focus on the breath and drag it into your body. Quite literally, imagine that you are holding your breath by the reins and you're not struggling, but the breath offers only a little resistance as you pull it into your body. Feel it fill up your chest cavity, and then release, slowly drag it back out. It's like you're dragging it back and forth in and then out. It's important to keep this nice and slow. You control your breath, and in turn the breath will take care in slowing your body and helping you regulate your brainwave states so that you can go into that meditation, so that you can reach that meditative state and access your intuition a little easier. Call in your spiritual team, whoever you work with. I will call in my energies. Thank you for helping us connect with our highest truth, our highest light. And thank you for allowing us to see this truth through the lens of love and compassion. So I invite you to imagine this purple folder. Imagine holding it in your hands. It's a deep purple. want you to imagine holding it. Take a candle flame, move it closer so that you can illuminate the surface. And then slowly open it up to view the pages inside. And I'm going to sit with this energy for a minute and become acquainted with it, so I can channel it to you as I receive it. I see a book. Okay, I'm just going to speak it as I'm getting it. I see somebody, ooh, I get chills. I am seeing somebody very powerful. I see this person as you. I don't think this is intercepting the message. So it's interesting because sometimes as I'm preparing for the message and as I'm working to bring this message to you, and I do my rituals in the morning to prepare, and I mean, by rituals sometimes, like, I don't mean just like going to the altar, lighting candles and all that stuff. I mean, I have a candle over here, I have a candle over here, so obviously the spiritual rituals are there, but Spirit prepares me for the message by inviting certain stimuli into my life, so that it prefaces the reading and helps give me more energy. And those symbols, be it from a psychological function, and has a physical basis, physical reasoning, but there is a spiritual, a spiritual connection to having that there for a reason, because it's synchronistically aligned. Okay. So, the stories that I intake, the games that I play, the TV shows that I watch, and I happened to be watching The Witcher this morning, as I was just going about my day. I was nursing my ferret here, came out of surgery, so I've been nursing him. I've been feeding him every few hours, and he's doing well, by the way. He's doing better. We're seeing awesome improvement, but just the whole, ritual, the ferret care, the apartment going, and sometimes the messages use plants, but in this case they actually want to rely on the show, which you don't have to have seen the show in order to know what I'm talking about. But they're showing me Geralt of Rivia. They're showing me the main character. But let me tune into this and see kind of what they're coming across, because they're actually showing me like a symbol of power through him. So they're showing me a symbol of power. You host this power within you, and it's something that if you brought it to the surface, you would get noticed for. So I see somebody who has chosen to go into hiding. This is not representative of, this is where we veer from the TV show, but this is the basis that they want me to use. I see somebody who has hidden themselves, or hidden their power from people for quite a while. Or rather, like, you can choose to hide your power should you want. And I think that's kind of what you've been doing for a while, but I feel like you're stepping up to take it. You're stepping up to display it. I just heard, I couldn't give a rat's ass. Wow, okay. It's like, I couldn't give a rat's ass who is bothered by my power anymore. They need to see me for who I truly am. Your authentic voice, it's almost like you've been trapped. You're recognizing that you had a part to play in how you've trapped yourself and how you've given other people the power to trap your voice. I see this opening of the throat chakra. I see this unblocking of the throat chakra. Because anything clouding our energy, like, yes, there are outside influences, but we are obviously the masters of our own entities. We are the keepers of our minds, our bodies, and our souls. And despite external influences, obviously we don't want to put ourselves in such situations where negative energies would cloud us, but obviously we're living our life and it happens. And you're recognizing that you have more of a part to play than you've given yourself credit for. So they have this ancient book, and again, using like keys and symbols from like the show. but they're showing me somebody who has had this book in their secret library for a long time. They've had access to it and they weren't able to use it, or not even like you weren't able. It's just like you weren't allowing yourself to for whatever reason. You didn't want to cause trouble with other people. You didn't want to be shamed by other people. You didn't want to be hurt by other people. And you're taking this book and you no longer give a shit. You're like, I will do my thing. I will cast my spells. I will be a freak, is actually what just came to mind. I will be a freak. If that's what they want to call me, for chasing my dreams, for doing what I do. I just heard like doing my doodles. So if you're somebody that like does art or something, and that's something that calls to you, and you're like, you know what? No, like I'm going to do it. It's following your passion, whatever it is, or it's making choices that other people would have deemed a little bit crazy, but it's something that feels intuitively aligned with you. It makes sense. It matches up with it's Spirit wants me to remind you that it's very unique. So there's this thing, Geralt of Rivia, if you've seen The Witcher, there are, gosh, I don't know the actual lore or anything, but you know, Witchers are kind of despised in the series, but they are, I would say, in proportionate to the great many people that there are in that world, that there are fewer Witchers, obviously, and they are very, very much so outnumbered. So they're special, in a sense. They have a very special power, and there's reason for them to be feared. There's reason for them to be revered. And this is how you're coming to realize that you are. So there's a reason that you are, like, your power, you are recognizing. This is why you could be feared or revered, but you've been hiding yourself away, and it's almost like now you're recognizing the true strength that you have, the true potential that you have to fully embrace this. And I feel like you're coming into that. So let me tune into this energy and see what else, like what you're going for here, or what's happening. And it's interesting because, like, I feel there's like a self-love that comes in with this. Like, you may have these abilities or this power or this skill set, whatever the case may be. You're recognizing that the power is not with your skills. The power is within yourself. It's almost like you're setting the book aside and you're saying, yes, I have this power. I have this thing that everyone's looking at, but I need people to see me. I need people to look at me and to see my soul. And while this book is an important extension of me, this book, this skill set, this power, these abilities, they're important to me. Like, they make me shine brighter, but I already shine as I am, and I need them to see that shine. Okay. So I'm connecting with your energy, and your energy is leading me to a waterfall. It's a very beautiful waterfall. And I see you, like, washing your face in it, like you're bending down. So you took me by the hand and you're leading me to this waterfall, and you're washing your face in this water. And I feel like there's an oracle card this represents, but this is where you find the voice of truth. This is not a physical location. I suppose it can be if you're lucky enough to live near waterfalls, but this sacred pool that you're at, you're bathing yourself in its healing energy. So water may be incredibly important to you. Water may be something that you use as a healing modality. And if you felt drawn to go to the river, to go to the ocean, a creek, whatever the case may be, or even just to have a bowl of water on your nightstand or something nearby, drinking a lot of water, there's something here about connecting with the element of water, because the suit of water is our intuition, our emotions. It's very subtle and sensitive. Moon pulls on the tides. When the moon is full, it pulls on the tide, because we are mostly, we have a high percentage of water in our bodies. So it makes sense the moon would affect us. If you're somebody that it goes with the cycles of the moon, and then these last few cycles may have been incredibly important to you. And if you're not, Spirit's saying that it would be incredibly beneficial for you to tune into the power of the moon. Now, if you're somebody too that does not look at, so like they have some astrological forecasts here and there, and if you have one that you follow, then great. If it works for you, great. Personally, sometimes when I listen to astrological forecasts about the new moon or the full moon, sometimes it doesn't, the collective energies don't quite resonate with me. And this is, in your particular case, if that applies to you, then I would say notice the signs and start tracking in a journal how each sign of the moon makes you feel and how it draws on your energy. Notice the things around you that are happening at the time, and then look back in your journal after a year and notice the patterns. Because certain times of the year, and don't doubt whatever's coming to mind, because our intuition, you have a strong intuition. You have a strong semblance of the world around you and what's going on, but you're learning to stand on your own and be kind of distinct from the world, because I'm getting this melting pot, this melting energies. It's almost like for the longest time you couldn't separate yourself from other people, and I actually could be dealing with like people who identify as empaths, or people who have just been, I guess, the it's kind of like it has a negative connotation, but like people pleasing, or when you're so concerned with trying to be liked or trying to please other people that you are so in tune with their energy. And it is kind of a protective measure that we take on for ourselves. Sometimes it is a responsive, like a trauma response, and sometimes it is just a simple human mechanism that we use to try to fit in and formulate connections. I don't think people pleasing is a bad thing. I think the term people pleasing is only like, it only has a negative context because people overdo it. And I think that it gets to a point where people pleasing encroaches on our own boundaries, and I think that's when it becomes a problem. I don't think it's wrong to want to make connections with other people, to want to be liked by other people, and to want to experience love with other people. But it's when you compromise your own boundaries that I think that, that's when it tends to become an issue. And that's the kind of melting pot energy that I am sensing from you, is that there's all this stuff melting together, and it's almost like you couldn't separate yourself for the longest time, and now is when you learn. Or like it's almost like if you haven't learned already, or if you have learned already, then you are learning to fully embrace where you stand as you are, separate from others, and recognizing not only are you standing apart, it's not even a dissociative thing. I feel like you are standing apart from others, but you are standing strong because you are recognizing your identity, your uniqueness. You are recognizing that you have something positive and amazing to contribute to the world. And it's almost like this, I'm hearing something about the phrase reorganizing your mentality. I keep getting the chills as I'm talking about this. I think I'm actually going to put on my jacket because I either get really, really hot. Excuse me. I either get really, really hot when I channel, or I get a little bit chilly, but I feel like it's all just a consequence of like just sweating, and maybe I'm just getting hotter and it's just I'm getting chills because I'm sweating. But I feel like interestingly enough, I feel like this is building on the last collective message that I gave about being a message for healers. So you don't necessarily have to identify with healers. For whatever reason, I feel like I'm talking to artists quite literally, just like painting or drawing. You don't have to necessarily relate to that message, but it's something about following your passion. But it's something about, even if it's not your passion, it's just you are learning your own distinct, like, you're learning your energy, and you're learning how to contain your energy and preserve it so that it's not bleeding out to other people, and that other people aren't bleeding out to you. That's especially important, the bleeding out to you. You're learning how to put a stop to that and say, I am important too. I'm learning my energy, and this is sacred. And I think that's the importance, going back to this sacred pool with the waterfall, is that this is a very cleansing time for you. And I feel like you're stepping into this space where you're washing your wounds. It's like a lifetime of war. You've been in a lifetime of war, and you are washing your wounds. You are healing. These sacred waters are healing you. And I just heard, I will do better. I will do better for myself. And it's almost like all I'm hearing is, I will do better. I will do better. I will lead myself into something greater. That's kind of the feeling that it's giving me with your energy, is that you will make sure that you do better for yourself and that you have learned from your mistakes, that you won't let other people make those mistakes. This isn't about being unforgiving or holding grudges. With this energy, I know that you are the type of person to forgive again and again and again. You may have given people multiple chances because you have a strong understanding and a strong compassion. You are understanding of the world. You have like a high emotional intelligence. You read people very well. But you are stepping into your power now and you're saying, I am not responsible for saving you. Some of you might have strong Pisces placements in your chart. Because Pisces, have that where they are, they carry some of that energy in certain elements depending on where your placements are. But in certain elements, they are very self-sacrificing, depending on the facet of their life that we're talking about. So you cannot save everyone. And I feel like this is a lesson that you have learned. But the message here is that you are learning not to compromise yourself. And that is the most important thing. You will not compromise yourself because you understand that you have the power to make that choice. Whew. Okay. All right. Let me tune in and see if there's anything else that I can get. What else is in this folder? Because I feel like we have turned the page. You're writing your own destiny because I see you have a quill. So you have it's almost like you're recognizing, like if you were somebody who used to believe in fate, you're moving on from that. And you're like, I'm rediscovering how to write my own story. And by rediscovering, this is it's like you knew that before coming into this life, is that you knew that you could write the story, but it's almost like how you grew up or the circumstances you found yourself in this lifetime made you believe that you couldn't. So now you are relearning something that your soul is trying to teach you again. And oftentimes we come back in many different lifetimes to relearn the same lessons again and again until it is ingrained in our soul, until we incorporate that into our soul, until we grow from that. The hardest lessons. It is one of the hardest lessons to learn, especially for you, I feel, about claiming your power. And that's something that you will be fighting for. I'm not saying that this is something, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to be tormented with this in the next lifetime. It gets easier, first of all. When you surmount the challenge the first time, it will get easier as time goes on. Because it's almost like you are recommitting to yourself. In these lifetimes, you are finding yourself again and again and again. You are falling in love with yourself again and again and again. Okay, when did this turn to a past life reading? And you are learning in this lifetime specifically, you have not only found yourself and you are falling in love with yourself, but you are learning to write your story the way that you want it to be told. You are telling people your story in the way that you want it to be told. You are writing it yourself, and you're working with your guides and your spiritual team to make this happen. So if you aren't already, meditating every day, incredibly important for your journey. Intuition is the undercurrent of our whole lives. Sometimes intuition can lead us into messy situations because our intuition could be screaming at us to do one thing, but logic tells us to do another. Now, I'm not saying go out and fuck up your life here. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like this is something that you need to be reassured that, yes, you can follow all the signs, you can follow your intuition and still encounter challenges. Nobody ever said that following your intuition is going to be an easy life. It is actually incredibly hard. That doesn't mean, I would like to say that following your intuition is always the right choice. And I don't know, I think you are accumulating that wisdom to know, okay, my intuition is trying to help and to guide me, and I know where I need to be in life, but I need to take the proper steps to get there. So it's almost like your intuition might know, like your heart might know where it needs to be, but you know also that I need to balance, as I said, the spirituality with the practicality and take the steps to get there. And that's when we need to tune into the finer details of our intuition to become closely more acquainted with more than just where our intuition sees ourselves in the future, where like the goals, the things that we want to manifest in our lifetime, because intuition goes far beyond our wants. Our intuition works in the present moment. Intuitively, you may feel, I know I'm going to be a writer one day. I know I'm going to be I know I'm going to be a magician. I know I'm going to work with magic. I know I'm going to be like I don't know, like the greatest wizard that ever was. Like, I mean, like whatever the case may be. I'm going to be the greatest Pokemon master ever. Whatever the case may be, you know where you're going to end up. And sometimes it's the hardest thing for some people. But you're learning how to navigate your intuition in the present moment to say, okay, what are the steps I need to take to get there? Even if, let's say that you are here, okay, this is you on the map, and your end goal, let's say, is over here on the map. You understand that your intuition may lead you sideways off in a different direction because ultimately it will lead you to where you're trying to go. So it's just a matter of embracing those steps, as crazy as it seems and as off the wall of a direction as it takes you. Please know that you're being guided into those directions for a reason. So trust that you will be led to the path that you're supposed to be on, even if you are following your intuition, it's taking you kind of off the path that you thought you would go on. Okay, so that's just something that Spirit wants me to remind you. So there are about 2 pages left, so let me look and see what else there is. I feel like there's 4 pages total. We looked at 1, we looked at 2. What's on this third one? Interesting. So I see a triangle with a circle inside, and then when I look into the circle, it for some reason, again, it's giving me throat chakra energy. Throat chakra, opening up the voice, singing a song, using something with the voice. I'm looking in there and I'm seeing another landscape. And I don't know if you're like an artist who draws landscapes or if you're someone who's going to travel. But they're showing me lots of distinct places, like sacred areas. So if you're somebody who is interested in travel, they are saying that like that's something that would actually benefit your soul greatly and could actually be very healing for you, because there could be parts of yourself, I wouldn't, like, we're always whole, but there's something about like discovering things about yourself through travel. So if traveling is something that you have felt drawn to do, or that you know you're going to do someday, go to the places you feel drawn to, because right now I'm actually seeing a red desert. I don't know where there would be a red desert. I'm seeing the burning sun and I'm seeing a desert, but it's not the desert. Like, I don't know what place it is, but I see red sands and red, like, I don't even see dunes. I just see, like, there might be dunes in the distance, but I just see red sand. So whatever that means for you guys, I'm just seeing places that could benefit your soul. There's something here about capturing something, capturing a see, I don't want to say capturing a piece of yourself because that doesn't sound right. What are we capturing here? Something about just capturing like the beauty or the essence of a place and carrying it with you. So there's something about the spirit of places that's incredibly important. Maybe you're somebody who senses energies in places very well, like maybe graveyards, temples, churches, funeral homes, like those types of things might be very overwhelming for you, or that like you're just very sensitive to places in general, and you can sense the energy of the room, sensing the energy of like the distinct energy of an area, like something feels off, you want to get out. If something feels like it has a lot of synchronicities behind it and it feels like it's full of love and joy, then that might be something you feel drawn to. But there's something mysterious that's drawing you. There's something about traveling and like there's something mysterious to you that is meant to be uncovered through travel. So go to the places that you feel drawn to, and you're discovering more parts of yourself that's actually going to help you with like your spiritual ascension or your spiritual climbing, I guess. I don't know. It's going to help you make you more spiritual aware, and it's going to help magnify your gifts a little bit more. Or it's also just going to help, like, if you're somebody who is following your passion and speaking your truth, like, it's just going to help align things so much. Like, I'm seeing like you become stronger through it. Like, they're showing me a very strong, like, I see like a twig as an arrow, but then I see it all of a sudden having an iron casing on it. So traveling is going to help strengthen your resolve and help strengthen your, like, strengthen your confidence, strengthen your, there's like an admiration from you that spirit is sending through me. So I can feel spirit's admiration for you for going out and doing what you're going to do in the future, this whole traveling thing. And this search of yourself, or the search to make yourself or to help yourself feel more confident, more powerful, and stronger, and to help strengthen your intuition. That's what all of this stuff is going to do for you. For some of you, you might have to wait a little bit longer to reach that part of your destiny, and that's fine. Spirit will wait. They said we can be patient. We'll wait for you. We'll wait for you to sort out in the physical how you want to go about it and like prepare for the journey. But it's a journey that they are like ready. They are like in step with you, one step behind you. They're at your back, ready to catch you if you fall. They're ready to support you and guide you in the right direction. I see them holding your elbows and guiding you in the direction that you need to go. Oh, and I see a main guide. So my main guide likes to come, and when they're like the super close guide that is near me sometimes is brushing my hair. So they are nurturing you, they are taking care of you, and that's what I see them with you, is being close and being gentle and nurturing and encouraging for you to move forward in the path in terms of travel. If you're someone who's like, I don't know where to go first, I don't want to travel, I don't know who to travel with, I don't know if I should go by myself, I don't know how we get the money, like, so that's me. I don't know, that's me. But if you're that type of person, spirit's going to guide you by the elbows. So like, watch out for synchronicities, watch out for that symbol. There's just, I don't know, there's something, they're making it very obvious about gripping the elbows, like guiding you by the elbows. So like, I don't know if that's important for some of you, or like that's like a confirmation point for like a loved one in spirit, or if that's just like maybe something that you felt spiritually as somebody like holding onto your elbows. And for some reason I feel like a tap on the shoulder for some of you, but I'm getting like this shoulder, like this is my right shoulder, or just any, like I just feel like a tap on the shoulder, or like holding your elbows, like it's a strong, like they're close, they're like, I'm gonna steer you in the right direction. So I don't think you have to worry. You don't have to worry. All right, let me go to this last page and see what's going on here. Last page. Oh, there are words. Okay. I just heard, you better find something else to do. Going down this path, they're showing me flames. So they just show me, oh my goodness, they just show me like burning the book, or like burning the pages. Like I see lots of things that are written, and then someone just tossing the book in the flame. So this isn't something to fear, but I feel like for you, your path is going to take you in so many different directions, so many different ways. But I feel like ultimately there will be some conclusion. This isn't like a prediction. This is just like, you will probably feel this. Your path won't always be as set. So if you think, I know that I'm going to be a dancer someday, I know I'm going to be an architect someday, okay, you might get there, you might do it for a few decades, and then you will find, I'm ready to do something else. Burn it all to the ground, start again. Like, that sounds extremely intimidating and scary, and I know that might not be the message that some people want to hear. And again, don't claim this as your truth unless you actually feel this. You have to feel it in your heart. I don't see our intuition as, our intuition deals strongest in this present moment, guiding us in this present moment. But what I'm saying is, don't be afraid of change when the time comes. So when it comes time to burn it all to the ground, don't be afraid. Because I feel like in this lifetime, especially with spiritual healers, especially with artists, especially with our creatives, with the people who are super passionate and heading towards a path, it's not always our forever path. And in some people it shouldn't be, because there's so much to experience in the world. There is so much to light you up. Spirit says, let us enlighten you to all of the beauty that this world has to offer you. Let us show you, let us walk in step with you and show you all of the different ways that you can shine in this world. But it will all fall into step and work out. Just make sure that you have one ear to spirit at all times, is what I'm getting. I hear like someone keeping their ear close to spirit. If even, this actually goes out to people who don't know what they want to do with their lives, and who's like, they're like, oh my gosh, I have multiple passions, I don't know what to pick. But you might have one path that you're going on. Just know that it doesn't have to be your forever path. You can still indulge in other things. You can still do that path for a while and then decide to change your mind. But that's kind of what I'm getting, is like, you're going down this path, you're accomplishing something. You are like, I just heard like you might be getting into heated arguments with yourself. It's going to be challenging, and it might be tough to make a change, to make a switch. But going down this path and then deciding, okay, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to step into something better, something brighter, something bigger, because I've learned all that I can from this. Or it could even be something so much as either like, I don't know, like a job change, a job transition, or something like, and again, it doesn't have to be your career or your job or whatever, but there's just something here about something big in your life changing. So don't be afraid to burn it all to the ground. Is there anything else that I have that I could say to them in this folder of ours? So I'm hearing, this is your destiny. You're in control of it. They literally close the folder and they're giving you the paperwork. So honestly, you can choose to scrap this whole thing. You can make it scrap metal. You can throw it into the junk heap if you choose. That is how much power you have right now. Spirit literally gave you the script. They said, this is your destiny. Now change it. If you don't like it, change it, is what they're telling me. You have so much power, you don't even know. Like, you don't even recognize, you don't even know. You're coming into it, but I mean, like, you're stronger than you're even realizing now. So, in due time, you'll recognize. But the flies coming all up in my face. So, that is all I have for you. Dear, beautiful soul, that is all I have for you. Thank you for allowing me to channel this message for you. Thank you for joining me in indulging to see what's in that purple folder. I was very hyped. I was like, what am I looking at? So thank you. Thank you for that. As always, if this video helped you, if you like my style, if you like the way that I read and channel, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. It really helps the channel grow. And I am offering personal readings right now on Fiverr. Get them before they're gone, because I'm going to be putting up my website soon. So right now they're kind of cheap, just because I want to make it accessible right off the bat. And then once I get my website up, we're going to get seriously rolling here. So, yeah, I hope you all have the best week. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will see you next time. Bye.